So, we're planning our holidays this year.
We like to go on holiday at least once or twice a year,
That's
don't we,
right.
love? Yeah.
But we normally go to Butlins. You know, Butlins, I mean, you couldn't ask for more with Butlins. Something for everyone, lots of rides, all the entertainment, all the red coats.
Lots of tacky music and stuff like that.
But
and
we do like
entertainment,
tacky music.
That we're British. That's what we like.
That's right, love. So, but this year we thought we'd do something a bit different. We thought we'd go to Europe.
Why not? Why not? Other people are doing it. Why not us?
That's right. It's about time we went to Europe, we thought. So, for some reason, we just settled on the idea of going to Portugal.
We thought, why not go to Portugal? But what we thought was, why not find out from someone who's actually been to Portugal?
Right. That's right.
Better to hear from the horse's mouth, or the cows, as we may find out in a bit.
But that's another story. You just wait. You just wait.
Wait and listen to
So,
this.
we decided we'd talk to our Auntie Mags and our Uncle Steve.
I'll tell you what, they're lovely relatives. One of our best auntie and
That's
uncle.
right.
You can rely on them
They're
to
a
give
top
you the
couple.
truth.
They're a lovely couple.
Yeah.
And they went to Portugal earlier this year.
Couldn't believe it. They'd already been there. So we had them there to ask the question.
So we thought, let's do some research. Let's ask Auntie Mags and Uncle Steve about their experiences in Portugal. So they were going to stay with the daughter, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. She's a lovely girl as well. She's mad as a box of frogs, but she's lovely with it.
That's
You
right.
know, you can make allowances for
lovely
that.
girl. Anyway, we digress a little bit. So we talked to Auntie Mags with a view to going to Portugal. And what they told us, you won't believe this.
You think you've heard everything, but you won't believe what they told us about the trip.
Unbelievable.
It goes on and on.
It does,
You
it
won't
does,
believe
love.
it.
It does, love. You wait till you hear what happened to them there. So they arrived at Michelle's place in Portugal.
Where
She
was
lives-
it? It was she living near a farm?
She was living near a farm, and when they arrived, the one thing they noticed more than anything else was the smell, the stink of cow shit.
Nobody wants to arrive on a plane, having travelled that way, to smell cow shit.
But-
I can get that in England.
That's right, but that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is the cows all had bells around their necks.
I'm not being funny, but why would you want to put a bell around a cow's neck?
Cows with bells around their neck, bells on cows.
The noise. She said the noise every morning. You don't need bells to tell you the cows are coming because it already smells of cow shit. You know they're there.
Absolutely stinks, love. So noisy cowbells to tell you that cows are there when they stink and the smell is telling you there. You don't need that. Not
You
when
don't-
you're on holiday.
Not on
when you're
holiday,
love.
not ever.
No, ever. So that was just the start of it.
You won't believe it. Listen, there's more.
Yeah. So apparently the farmer came around to the house to give them a chicken to eat for their dinner, to cook for their dinner.
Well, you'd think that was a nice gesture, wouldn't
Yeah,
you? And I
yeah.
think there was a bottle of red wine.
There was,
You
there
thought,
was.
oh, this bloke is really top bloke because that's a nice gesture. However,
You won't believe this.
yeah, you carry on.
So, when we buy chicken at home, we go to Sainsbury's, or sometimes we go to Tesco's because they have a better deal on
Yeah.
chickens, you know. But they come, you know, beautifully wrapped in plastic. They're all sort of packed up nicely. Sometimes they have stuffing in them already.
We like a bit of stuffing in there.
Yeah, we do like
always
stuffing.
prefer a bit of stuffing. We certainly don't want giblets
No.
in a chicken.
Do you know what
You
giblets
don't
are?
want-
love?
you
They're
don't-
organs.
You don't want to put your hand in a chicken's bits, in its cavity.
It's got
That's a professional
innards
name.
in it.
Yeah.
Innards in a chicken.
But
Chicken with innards.
Innards in a chicken.
Dirty bastard.
But, you know, so what did it come out like? What was it like? What did she say?
You won't believe this. apparently, when the farmer dropped over the chicken, he just killed it himself. I mean, a farmer killed a chicken.
The poor chicken was running around the farm. 1 minute. I mean, the chickens we buy at home, they're not running around farms, they come in a package. You don't expect
Apparently
that.
they chopped its head off.
Oh.
And apparently after you chop their heads off, they still keep running around the farmyard. It's unbelievable.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, it is. It's
You
like
don't
one of
need
those
that on a
horror movies.
holiday.
You're right, love. It is very much like a horror movie.
And didn't it have, did she say that it had feathers?
Yeah,
or something?
look, he
Was there
basically
something about
plucked
some plucking needed?
But there was still some feathers like sticking out close to its bottom.
Oh, you don't need
You
that.
don't want to see a chicken with feathers sticking out of its bottom. It's just uncouth. It's just disgusting.
It's unhygienic.
Yeah.
I feel sick just even hearing the story, and I've heard it twice now.
That's right. So Michelle ended up cooking the chicken for her mum and dad, which is obviously what you'd want to happen. But it was all tough and gamey, apparently. It was like eating cardboard.
You want a chicken, you want it to be soft and succulent. You don't want some tough bird sitting on your plate, do you?
You don't want that, love.
Whether, and especially not in Portugal.
No, that's right. But that's not the end of it. The other thing. We like prawn cocktail. So when we have our Christmas dinner, for instance, we'll often have a prawn cocktail before. So you have these lovely little pink prawns with lettuce and mayonnaise and tomato sauce, or sometimes salad cream because it's a bit nice.
I mean, who wouldn't love a prawn cocktail
That's
like
right.
the ones with the Thousand Island dressing and things?
That's the one.
Who wouldn't love that? But listen.
Yeah. So apparently they ordered some prawns in a restaurant one day. And
How did they come? Just describe how you've been told they arrived.
This is unbelievable. So these prawns arrived, and they're great big mothers of things. They're huge. They're like this big.
I would have gone mad if that was me.
You would have gone absolutely mad, love. That's right. So they arrive as giant prawns with shells on.
Prawns with shells on.
And that's not all.
in a nice sauce.
They had their heads on with little eyes that look at you. When you're trying to eat a prawn, you don't want to be looked at by the prawn.
And nobody needs to see that, do you?
No one
Even
needs.
if it is dead.
No, that's right, love. The other thing, apparently, a prawn has what's called a poo shoot.
It's making me sick just even hearing this story.
So the poo shoot, apparently, you got to dig it out yourself.
Unbelievable. You know, you've gone to Portugal, you've had to deal with cow manure, and then you've got some prawns in your tail, and they've got bloody poo in them as well.
Dirty,
Unbelievable.
horrible, absolutely disgusting. You're not going to eat a prawn after you've taken the poo out of it, are you? You're just not. It's just not going to be appetizing.
I couldn't.
So apparently they didn't touch the prawns. They just couldn't deal with them like that. So, but that's not all. You wouldn't believe what they have for their desserts out there.
We all like a dessert. I don't know about you, but we've always liked to have a dessert. It just finishes the meal off with something sweet.
We actually call it pudding here, love. That's
do.
dessert's a bit more of a posh
we
thing
like
to
a
do.
little pud.
So we like a little bit of pudding after his dinner. So now over there they don't have bakers.
No, the shop is not called a baker's.
What's it called, love?
It's called Paddy or something like that. I mean, why not just call it a baker's or a cake shop? I don't need to go to a place that's called Paddy.
It's disgusting, love.
Paddy
I just couldn't deal with it. I mean, why? This is Europe. Why don't they speak English there? It just doesn't make any sense at all.
There's no need for it,
There's no need for speaking Portuguese. No.
And what was that pudding they put in front of them in that restaurant?
It was
a funny name.
It had something like pastel de nata. A dessert.
Pastel de nata.
You want me to eat a dessert that's got nutter in its name? I'm not eating no dessert
You
that's
don't
got
need
no
that.
nutter
And
in its
then
name.
Do you even know what was in it?
Do you know what
Listen to
pastel
this.
de nata actually is?
What was it? What was it again?
It was an egg tart. A tart made of eggs.
I'm not being funny, but you don't need that sort of business out there in Portugal. I mean, I know we got custard tarts, and I've only just got used to that over the years, but egg tart with egg in it. You don't need that, do you?
That's
and
just
it's meant to be a speciality. What's so special about that?
You'd go mad, love.
I'd
if
go
you were.
mad if they put that in front of me. I'd say, what's that all about? And I'd send it back.
That's right. So look, I think we've sort of eliminated the possibility of going in now based on what Auntie Mags and Uncle Steve actually experienced out there, the bad time they had out there. But you don't want to have to deal with that. And the worst thing out there is they don't even have pounds. They use a thing called euros.
Euros? What's that all about? What's wrong with the British pound?
It's all designed to just confuse your love.
Plastic
I mean,
money.
why can't they use the pound? I mean, normal people use pound,
Like
not
us.
euros, love.
And all that plastic money.
Yeah,
It's like you're playing Monopoly.
that's right, love. Don't be dealing with any of that. No.
No.
So I think it's safe to say we've given up on the idea
Yeah,
of going
and I
to
mean,
Portugal.
even the language. There was an incident, I think,
You
that
tell.
Max and Steve had said. It was something to do with the way you have to say words, simple words like thank you in Portugal.
Because you do like to say thank you.
We're always polite. We're from England, and you might notice we're from up north, but we're very polite. But so you want to say thank you, but it was a difference whether it was a man or a woman.
That's right, love.
Can you tell them what that was all about?
Well, if I remember this rightly, and I might have this slightly wrong,
I think you've got it right, love,
You think?
actually, I think.
but if you say thank you to a man, so when the waiter comes up and you want to say thank you, you got to say obrigado. But if it's a woman, so if a waitress comes up to you and you want to thank her for, the food she's put in front of you, even though it's rubbish food, you want to say obrigado da. So obrigado for a man, obrigada for a woman.
What's that all about?
I mean, if I say thank you to a woman, I just say thank you. I don't say thank you, woman. I don't say thank you, man.
And you don't say A and O. I mean, for goodness sake, you don't need those extra things. It's bad enough trying to communicate
That's right.
with these foreigners
That's it.
that don't
So,
speak English.
so look, I think it will be Butlins for us again this year. I don't think I can countenance going somewhere like that where they give you, where everything smells of cow shit, where you have to eat chickens that have got feathers sticking out of their bones, where you've got to eat prawns that have pussy poo in them, and you're having to eat egg tart. I mean, tart with
No.
an egg in it.
No.
I mean, no, that's just wrong.
It's put us
It's just
right off,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So it's definitely Butlins for us this year.
We're just glad that we spoke to Auntie Mags and Uncle Steve, because at least now we know what would we say about
What would you say about
people
them?
about
I would
Portuguese?
say the Portuguese, and first of all, even when you think about it, think about the word Portuguese. It's suggesting that it's geese from Portugal. I don't want to deal with people that think they're geese.
And we know what they do with chickens, so
So
we don't want to know about
what they would do
anything
with the goose
with the
beyond.
geese and things. So
That-
I think in summary, I mean, we're just aghast about the whole thing, and we're just so glad we got the information. But well, what we'd say is that
it's the dirty, evil, cow shit smelling, egg tart eating, obrigada saying, dirty, evil bastards from Portugal.
so no thanks from us. It's a no.
That's right.
All right.
So that just about concludes the presentation essentially on going to Portugal. We like to give advice,
Yeah,
and we
and-
like to use the advice we've been given
And
to share. our
choose us
knowledge.
anytime if you want more, because we'll be working on other episodes of
That's
this.
right.
So
Yeah.
anyway, Right, we'll cut there, but I hope you don't mind me saying, love.
Well, you can
just-
say anything.
there's-
We've been married for 25 years, love. You can say anything you like to me.
Yeah, I know, love. I mean, 25 years, I mean, it's my life that I'll never get back. Tell me about it.
Well, you get less for life, but that's another
Yeah.
story. That's another story, love.
It was just something.
So
and
what you going to say, love?
I'm
You can say anything you
glad-
like.
I'm glad that you feel comfortable with me saying anything, and I've got that permission. But do you seem to have a little bit of facial hair today?
What are you talking about, love?
On your chin and just up here, almost like it's not too
What
bad.
you talking
but-
about? It's as smooth as a baby's bum.
Ouch! It's
Oh, you
not.
don't want to exaggerate, love.
No, I'm not being funny, love, but I think you might need a little bit of help. I don't mind. I mean, I might walk a few paces behind you when we walk up the street when you look like that. But I'm just saying, and also a bit concerned about your breasts. They look a
Love,
bit bigger.
love, come on, now. When you've raised 3 children and you've breastfed each and every one of them, it takes its toll
But they do
on your
look.
cleavage.
I
They might
thought
look a
they'd be
little bit
down by.
uneven.
I thought they'd be down by your knees by now, love.
Well, in the morning, there.
You've got a very supportive bra. That bra is supporting you, saying, "Go girl, go girl."
Yeah, well, sometimes they get a bit uneven. Sometimes one sits a bit higher than the other. So.
Anyway, so I'm
But-
glad
but
I could say
I
something.
just have to say something, love. I don't see what you're even talking about with saying I've got facial hair. I veet once a week.
Or maybe make it 5 days a week.
I don't think I need to do it, love. And look, I have to say too, and I mean,
You can say whatever you need
Yeah.
to me.
you know, it's a one thing for you to talk about. One, the cleavage that I've invested 3 lots of children breastfeeding in these boobies
Tell me
here.
about it, yeah.
And it's one thing to talk about perhaps a little bit of fluff on my face that will come off
Fluff.
very easily with a bit of feet.
Unbelievable.
But that's
Look,
very rich
Mhm.
coming from someone like you that looks like Boris Johnson.
I don't know what you mean. Why would you say I look like Boris?
I think he looks
Johnson.
like Bozo, as they call him.
Is it my hair? Is it my shirt?
It's your hair, it is your shirt. But yeah, bit rich talking about my facial hair, which I don't really have anyway, talking about how imperfect my cleavage is, when you look like Boris Johnson here.
Well, I didn't go to the hairdressers looking at, well, the barbers rather. I do sometimes go to the hairdressers, but sometimes it's the barber. Actually, it was the hairdressers. I wonder whether that's why she made me into Boris
Well, I don't
Johnson.
think you should go to this hairdresser again, because they're a dirty, evil Boris Johnson haircutting bastard.
Well, that'll be the end of that. I won't be going there again. And I would go and sue Veet for what they've done to your face.
It's
The
not what they've
dirty
done.
Veet using, producing dirty bastards that have been saying that it will get rid of your facial hair, and it hasn't been successful.
Well, I'm just going to have to wind up now, love, because they don't want to hear about our personal problems.
Listen to this.
They
I
don't
think
want to
we'll
hear
just
about-
have to agree that we'll just walk separately up the
Yeah.
road.
And I'll get a sports bra.